Over the past few months, I've been slowly building out the Mark II version of my overlanding setup on my 2022 F-150 I call Wayne. With the Super Pacific X1 camper installed, a modular camp kitchen sorted, and the interior build well underway, there were just a few final details to dial in before I could call this project complete. The to-do list is pretty straightforward. Install the awning bracket I should have dealt with weeks ago, figure out what to do with muddy boots, give paper towels a home, stick on the deck mat, and finally settle on a layout that'll hopefully stop rearranging. Let's get started. I have a big problem in the back of the truck, and that is mud. Mud and shoe storage and dirt and everything getting everywhere, including in the bed, in the tailgate, in the back of the truck. Everything's covered in mud! The sheets are covered, my pants are covered, my socks are covered. It's a big issue. I've kind of come up with a little bit of a solution for shoe storage. Hopefully it works. I was doing a little bit of research. I was looking at these AluBoxes, and then the Goose Gear add-on, that's a pricey thing, and then it becomes like almost like a $600 box. I just can't justify spending $600 on that right now. It's a lot of money, and so we're gonna DIY something similar. It's probably not gonna be as good, but hopefully it'll be good enough. I got this matte black aluminum box off Amazon. I'm a little bit rotted because the photos didn't show any logos on it. It came with a logo. It's not rated to be stepped on. It definitely, like, the top moves when you press on it. My plan is to make it a little bit more robust with some plywood, which I'm going to cut down, and then I'm going to cover that with bedliner paint, mount it to this box, and I'm not going to be using it as a step, but more so for shoe storage in the back of the truck with the ability to use it as a foot placement as we're getting up and down out of the camper. So the idea is that shoes will get stored inside. The top will be kind of anti-slip, just reinforced with plywood, so we can use it potentially as a step, but it could also be used as an extended surface area on this side of the truck, which is where the cooking system is going to be. I have no idea if this is going to work out as normal with DIY projects, but we're going to try it and see, and hopefully it's not a huge waste of time and money. All right, let's do it. First on the to-do list was making a template out of cardboard. I wanted to cut 45-degree angles to match the lines on the top of the box, so I figured this would be the easiest approach before cutting into the single sheet of birch plywood that I had. I'm actually really bad at math, so whatever I'm doing here, I'm sure there's a better way, but this works for me. Template is done out of cardboard. I got this sheet of 1/4 inch, 2 feet by 2 feet birch plywood. Just got that from Lowe's. I'm gonna cut the square down to size on the table saw. The sheet of birch that I had was a little bit scrotty on the edges, so I cleaned that up on the table saw before making my final cuts. For this box, the size of this wood ended up being about 20 3/4 inches by 12 3/4 inches. Once that was done, it was time to chop off the corners. I marked them using a combo square. Holy fuck. Okay, here we go, I got it. Then I set my chop saw to 45 degrees and took off the corners. Here's my creation.
Nice creation.
Thank you. I'm now going to sand all of the ditties. Oh, we gotta drill the holes. Moving from my hoarder's garage to my primary bedroom turned 3-year workshop, I went back to that combo square to mark the holes for my button head bolts. As we worked through this project, I was really happy that we are also tool hoarders, and we had this portable drill press on hand, which made drilling these holes a shit ton easier than doing it by hand. Obviously, you do not need this for this project. The instructions on the bedliner paint says rough up the surface, so I'm not even gonna bother sanding this plywood through. It's also plywood, so it's like super thin anyway. So roughed it up with 80 grit, just ease the edges a little bit, kind of knock down some of the things that were sticking up. I threw some blue tape in the holes that are for the front, so I know exactly which way faces forward, and I know which is on the bottom because we put these little indents for the rivets that are on the top of the box. So I need to go paint this now, and we will see how it turns out. I ended up doing 3 coats on the top for a more solid and robust finish. Once that was dry, I used some button head screws, washers, and nuts to attach the wood panel to the box. And then it was time for the step test. There's definitely a bit of flex here, so this might not last forever. For now, I'm calling it done. Next up, the deck mat. I gave the surface a good wipe down and got very precise with the stickage.
Oh, giving away the feet picks for free.
Deck mat, check, and onto the Rainfly awning pole mount kit. This setup lets me prop the tent doors open for airflow, which is a must for those muggy nights. I had something similar on my last build, and I wasn't about to go without it on this one. And finally, the paper towel solution. Honestly, I never thought I'd find a good solution for this until Super Pacific casually posted about this accessory, so obviously I had to have it. That's a quirk. Quirk indeed. The rear door light was perfectly positioned to make this as difficult as possible to install alone. It just started raining, so I had to call in backup. Come on, man. Holy crap. And your paper towel roll goes right. Wait a second, I got one. Watch this.
Excuse me. Oh, okay. I got it. What do you think?
Oh, that's awesome. Awesome. That's gonna be nice. No more soggy paper towel roll in the drawer. Or scratty paper towel roll rolling around in the back of the truck. Thank you for cleaning the truck, baby.
Keeping your truck dry.
Look at that. Wicked. Nice.
Oop.
Sorry, chap.
Did you dump on her?
Did I dump on you? Everything on the to-do list was checked off except for one final task, finalizing the layout. I've made the decision to change up the molly panel layout a little bit. After I used the truck a little bit, it just wasn't really working out. I decided to put 2 offset molly panels on the left side here so I can mount a bunch of accessories to the outside. Good God, it is hot. It's not even, what is it, 9:30? It's 26 Celsius and 75% humidity. Not even fit to be added, to be honest with you, and I'm not built for it. The thing I like about the setup is that it's pretty modular, so, you know, if I don't like it, change it up. This will likely continue to change, but I took some time to really think through how I want to set things up. Sometimes sketching things out really helps me visualize the space better, so for me, creating zones felt like the most natural approach, so that's what I did. On the rear driver's side, I'm planning on double-sided storage. One side for fire starting tools, bug and fire management. The other will hold our tech pouches, each one packed with overnight essentials like spare batteries, headlamps, earplugs, and phone charging cables. Remember those storage bags? I'll be mounting 2 of them here, one for towels and the other, well, kind of still figuring that out. Floor plan wise, I'll be keeping our sleep system bin and shoe storage box on the left and cooking setup and propane storage on the right. With all that set up, it was time to get out for a light shakedown trip and see what's left. Well, I'm mostly set up here at camp, and this is my first time cooking inside the camper. It's amazing for one person, but 2 adults, a dog, I think it's gonna be really tight. So I think the IGT solo setup, I think it's amazing in here. I think it's gonna work out really well. For bigger camps, I would much prefer to just take this out of the truck and use it underneath the awning. I like that idea best, I think. And for a big trip this fall, well, I think actually we're gonna have to take a lot of stuff out of here so that we can hunker down comfortably, 3 of us in here, without this kind of taking up most of the space, unfortunately. So maybe what we'll do is break it down, install it on the back molly panel here, and take it along with us in case we want to use it. I gotta take my burrito off. I learned a few things from my solo night. 1, the interior layout will definitely be changing depending on the season, where we're going, and how long we're gonna be traveling for. 2, the Starlink rapidly drained the battery that runs our fridge, so we're gonna have to figure out the best solution for where that gets plugged into. And 3, I need to run some USB cables from the battery up into the tent for easy charging, so we can keep our little backup batteries for our phones as a spare just in case we need it. We're finally getting into a rare, cool day for camping, signs that my favorite season is on the way. The real test will be taking this out with Chris and Chopper with the setup that we're going to be using likely 90% of the time. But that's for the next episode. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.